Medicine is extremely important in today's time, and by extension, doctors are also important. However, we wouldn't have medicine or doctors in today's time if it was not for one man. And that man is the very first doctor to have ever graced this planet, and that is Hippocrates of Cos. Hippocrates lived around 2,400 years ago, and he was born in 460 BCE, and he lived till around 370 BCE. Now, there's some wiggle room in these dates because they can't exactly pinpoint him, but they know he lived to be around 90 years old. And Hippocrates had a life full of achievements. Even from when he was first taught to when he passed away, he wrote around 70 medical books, and those books are still quoted today. The Hippocratic oath that each doctor takes before they swear into office, that's where it came from. Matter of fact, one of his main accomplishments was he saved Athens from a breakout of the bubonic plague, and in turn, they really honored him from there. And not only that, but he is also credited for his four humors, as they call it, which is what he believed the body was made out of, which is black bile, yellow bile, flame, and blood. And that was thought to be very advanced for his time. That's one of the going trends with Hippocrates, is that for his time to be over 2,000 years ago, he was extremely advanced. For example, epilepsy was thought to be like a cursed disease, a disease that the gods gave someone that they didn't really care for. However, Hippocrates thought a little different than them and realized that epilepsy was actually a hereditary disease, which at the time was almost blasphemous. But from today's time, we know that to be true. So it's amazing to think that he knew that 2,000 years before we did. And not only that, but he also predicted that obesity and being overweight would lead to people dying sooner than someone who was in shape or slimmer. He even said that people then only feasted about once or twice a day, and that you should try to stay active if you want to live a long life, and which again we know that nowadays to be supported. And he's also regarded, they call him the father of modern medicine for these reasons like I just stated, because these are ideas that we have in today's time that he thought of years ago, ages ago. So, right, and as I learned from Mr. Grammaticos, who writes for the NIH, the National Institute of Health, Hippocrates stated that people should convert wisdom into medicine and medicine into wisdom. Now, this is, you can kind of debate this how you like, or take it how you like, but I take it as that you should convert what you know into medicine and take that medicine and convert it into what you don't know, so that they kind of form an equilibrium and you can learn what you don't and apply what you do. And as far as why someone like Hippocrates matters to us today, and matters to not only us, but to us as college students, I believe that what's going on in the world today, it is a major statement as to why he matters to us and why more people should know about him. Because think about the past year and a half we've had to deal with of this crazy virus that's impacted the entire world, and we've been able to get a vaccine out very quickly. We wouldn't be able to even have thought about that if it wasn't for Hippocrates, because, like I said, he's the father of modern medicine. If he'd ever came around, we wouldn't have anything that we have today. And that, my friends, is why us as college students should know who Hippocrates is. Because we should thank him for what we have today and realize that he was the reason why we have these things. Because all the great advancements we have today, life support machines, intravenous injections, vaccines, we're living longer than we ever have, is because of one man, and that man is Hippocrates of Cos. And I'm going to leave you with a few words of thought. Just remember, next time you go to get a shot in your arm, or you get put in the hospital with a broken bone and they're stitching it back together, just remember, all that is thanks to one man, and that man's name is Hippocrates.